Hi y'all, welcome to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Jules. I'm 24 years old and I make content surrounding personal finance, lifestyle, travel, and beauty. In today's video, we're going to be going over my August reset. I do have some exciting news though, so I want to start with that. If you've been watching some of my previous videos and my previous vlogs, you'll know that I've been unemployed for quite some time now, since like February, and I've been trying to find a job this entire time, but you know, the job market has been really bad and a lot of people getting laid off, a lot of people looking for work, and so I've been laid off for the past like 5-6 months now. However, I just finally accepted an offer from a job that I've been applying to that actually turned out to be such a great fit, and I'm so glad that, in hindsight, I'm so glad that I didn't get these other jobs that I had applied for, even if it came earlier, because I wouldn't have aligned as much with them. Whereas this job, it's perfect. It's a remote job. It's a company that I support, and I feel like I personally, my values align and my morals align with them, and it's like an online marketplace, and so I'm really excited to start that. But yeah, so my unemployed series is coming to an end, which I know is so relatable, and so many people really enjoyed the transparency, and I think too it's like nice to see someone be so honest about it. I did do a lessons I've learned about being laid off, so if you want to watch that, go check that out. But I think that it really taught me a big lesson of being unemployed for like over 6 months now, and so I'm really excited. I start next week, which is really exciting. And so before that, basically right when I got the job offer and signed it and everything, my sister's in Miami right now, so I was like, let me do a quick little trip while I still have time and I don't have to take PTO or whatever. And so I just came back from Miami and I did film that as well. I did a little Miami vlog. So I was only there for like 4 or 5 days just visiting my sister, and it was honestly relatively inexpensive. You'll see it in my budget, but I used points for booking my flight, and then my sister, I just stayed with her in her like accommodation, so I didn't have to pay for that. So the thing I really had to do was pay for like Uber's, food, activities, things like that. So that was super exciting that I got to visit her and hang out with her in Miami, which was cool. So I just came back. The Miami vlog will be up after this, is because I'm trying to get this up since August is right around the corner. It's the 30th today, and so I'm trying to get this up by August. Yeah, that was super cool. So I have like a week left before I start my new job, and so yeah, luckily nothing will change too much. I mean, it's remote, so that's so nice. I don't have to like commute into the office or anything like that, and they do have a work from anywhere policy, which is super cool because I feel like a lot of companies don't really do that anymore. But if I wanted to, for some random reason, spend a month in like Bali or something like that, I could work from Bali, which I think is really cool and really lovely. Obviously communication with your manager and your HR, things like that. But for now, since I'm just starting a new job, you know, it's gonna be pretty chill. I'm just gonna settle in, figure out how the company works and how the team works. And then also my position is like an e-commerce role, so basically right as summer ends, e-commerce is like on go for, you know, Black Friday and like the holidays. So I'm gonna basically start jumping in right during the heavy season, so I don't foresee anything crazy happening in my life during this time. I'm just gonna like take time to focus on work, things like that. But that is super exciting because yeah, I've been stressing for so long now on, you know, trying to get a job and trying to find a job and securing something. So I'm really glad that this happened, and I also think it's like everything happens for a reason. Also, I want to touch on during one of my other videos, but it's so crazy because I really enjoyed my last job. Like I really loved it, but I think a thing that I was unhappy with is commuting and going into the office and like the office culture and like the politics of it. And I had switched from in-person working to remote because I switched brands for my previous employer and they were doing remote work, and so I was really a lot happier with remote work. I feel like I was saving a lot of time, not having to commute and like get all ready and stuff like that, and I really enjoyed that. And so I'm really excited. This is why I think that everything happens for a reason, because one of my bigger things is having time freedom and like location freedom. And while, you know, I'm still on a set schedule, I still have to be there 9 to 5. Location freedom I'll have, like I can work from anywhere. And so yeah, I really just believe in like everything happens for a reason. And I know it's like really cheesy and people say that all the time, but like it really does. And especially if you have an open and positive mindset to around it and like try to manifest it as well. I'm so glad that I didn't get any of the previous jobs because it led me to this and to this role, and this aligns so perfectly. And so that's also why I believe like everything happens for a reason, and having a positive mindset, because I was like, like, you know, this sucks and like I wish it would come faster, but it has to happen when it happens, and when it does, it does. I just thought that was some news I wanted to share, especially those who have seen my unemployed vlog series. But yeah, I'm really happy. Honestly, can't wait to do the remote work. That's honestly like such a big blessing, for real. Enough about that. I want to just jump into now my budget spreadsheet for the month. Okay, so we're gonna start with my July goals. I don't really have a budget tracker. I think this is actually something I'm going to make in the future because I just put it in my budget spreadsheet like all the way at the calendar, but it doesn't really work. But I definitely did read 2 books this month. I read like 4 or 5. I've been reading the Throne of Glass series. I'm all the way to the tandem read, so I'm on Empire Storm, Tower of Dawn, which is really nice, and I'm tandem reading that. However, I'm also on top of tandem reading that, I just started a new book, Shield of Sparrows, which has been good so far because I'm trying to finish this one quickly because I'm going to a new book club on Saturday and today's Wednesday, and I'm a little less than halfway through, and so I'm trying to finish that book by the time I go to the book club. But I'm really excited because yeah, I've been really wanting to do more community activities and like get out the house and like just join new clubs and stuff like that, make new friends, because after you graduate college and you're into like a full-time role, and especially now I'm gonna be remote working, it's like it's kind of hard to meet people, make friends in your 20s, and so I really wanted to start joining more clubs and communities. So I'm joining a new book club on Saturday, which I think is gonna be great. So I'm trying to read that book, going to the gym 3 times a week. I actually did not do this month because I was on vacation last week and I've been trying to get back into my routine, so I did not do this. Walk 10k steps a day. Honestly, I think I kind of failed a lot of these goals this month, I'm not gonna lie. I think I had a lot going on, but also yeah, last minute trip to visit my sister in Miami, and yeah, I really wasn't on it this month, but it's fine because it's also, you know, summer, and I think during summer we're kind of a bit more lax on our routines and, you know, just wanting to have more fun and more social, so that's okay. I definitely did not get 10k steps. Honestly, let's see what we got. I don't think it was even anywhere close to 10k step. It was probably like 5 if I'm being honest. Oh my god, it was actually really bad. The average was a little less than 5k, so definitely that was a flop for sure. Deep clean my room, I also did not do, which I am going to put it for August because I have these Alex 9 drawers that are like right here from IKEA, and they're just really bad now. Like I pulled the drawers out like to open it to get my stuff, and it just doesn't want to go back in, and now like 3 or 4 drawers are just stuck being out and like they won't go back in, and so I'm going to get rid of this because it's annoying, and she's like, it just they won't close, so it's time to get rid of her, which is kind of annoying because I've only had it for a couple years. So IKEA, what's up with that? So I'm gonna get rid of this, and I need to get rid of a lot of stuff in my room, and I might get new drawers. I'm not really sure yet. I feel like my room is kind of crowded as is, so I don't know. I think I just need to get rid of a lot of stuff, that way I have more room in my room. So I definitely need to deep clean and like get rid of a lot of stuff this month. Post TikTok 2 times a day. So this is also a no. But towards the beginning of the month, I was actually really good. If we took an average of how many TikToks I posted this month, it probably would be around 60. So I'm not mad. I could do better for sure. So I'm not going to check it off. But post on YouTube 4 times a month. I actually have no idea if I did. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I posted like 5 or 6 videos. So love that. Finally, something we could check off. Apply for jobs Monday to Friday. Yes. Go to bed by 11 p.m. is a no because I've been going to bed really, really late. My routine's kind of been off. I'm typically more of a morning person than a night person, but you know, since I've been unemployed, I don't really need to wake up in the morning, and I've been reading at night, so yeah, this for sure is going to be changed to 10 p.m. for August because, like I said, starting a new job, I need to get back on my grind and my routines. Check off 5 things, 5 items from summer bucket list. I created a summer bucket list. I'll put it here. But I wanted to, you know, have like fun and have like a little silly, giggly, childhood-esque summer. And I feel like having a bucket list was just like such a cute idea. However, I don't know if I ticked off 5. No, I didn't tick off 5. I definitely ticked off like 1 or 2. And then practice Spanish every day for 1 hour. Also did not do. However, I did practice Spanish when I was in Miami. It didn't really work out that well, like to the waiters and stuff like that. Restaurants, like they'll speak to you first in Spanish, which kind of threw me off. But you know, there's obviously a big Latino community in Miami, and you know, I feel like I do look Hispanic, Latina, because I am. But I'm a no sabo kid. Sorry, mom, that's your fault, girl. I've been trying to practice my Spanish, be conversational. So I did attempt to speak Spanish, like to the waiters and stuff like that in Miami. They spoke to me back in English, so that was heartbreaking, but I didn't care. I was like, I just still tried like speaking to them in Spanish, and obviously there was a couple things I didn't understand. Oh, and the Uber drivers, things like that, but a couple things I didn't understand, so then kind of speaking English. So it was more of a Spanglish kind of thing, but I'm proud of myself for trying, for putting myself out there, not being like as shy or like caring. I can't check this off because I didn't do it every single day, but honestly, I didn't really check off that many things, but it's okay. Okay, so now for August goals, they're honestly pretty same or like similar to my goals in July, because obviously I didn't really check a lot off. But read 2 books honestly shouldn't be too hard, because I'll probably read the last book in the series of Throne of Glass, which is Tower of Dawn, which I heard is a whirlwind of emotions. And then there's a new book too that I'm gonna read. I can't remember what it's called, but I also have a couple Emily Henry books that I need to read, like summer books. I have People We Meet on Vacation, Happy Place, so I also want to read those during the summer months, so that shouldn't be too hard. Go to the gym 4 times a week. So like I said, I'm starting my new job next week, and so I kind of want to start getting back on my routine of going to the gym in the morning. I am a morning gym girly, not a night gym girly. I just can't go after work. I'm just too tired, and I feel better when I go in the morning because I also feel energized. I feel like I'm starting the day right, and I also feel like I need to have like a purpose in the mornings. Like if there's not something that I need to do to get out of bed, like I'll just stay in bed. So I need something that will like get me out of bed, and so the gym is definitely one of those things. I'm gonna start waking up at like 5:30, 6 a.m. That way I can go to the gym for like hour and a half, 2 hours before work, and then, you know, shower, get ready for work, and then hop on the computer by 9. Yeah, I'm kind of excited honestly to get back into routine and be like pretty busy again. Walk 10k steps, pretty much the same. I just bought a walking pad actually, so I have a standing desk that I think I might get rid of or like switch out because it's kind of like a cheap one and it's not really sturdy, so I might get a new one, especially because now I'm going to be working like indefinitely remote. I want to like invest in having a good working space at home. Standing desk is definitely one of them that I want to like invest in, a good quality one. I just bought a walking pad, that way, you know, when I'm working I can get my steps in, especially working a 9-to-5 job. Sitting down is very like sedentary, so I want to just get my activity up. Even if I'm going super slow on the walking pad, it's, you know, better than nothing. I think I should be able to achieve 10k steps this month if I do my walking pad right. Like I said, deep clean my room for sure, because I just need to get rid of a lot of stuff, like I said, and redo my room a bit. Post on TikTok. Now I'm gonna change this to 4 times a week, because I in the past have on my TikTok just post like quite literally anything and everything, but I think I want to focus, at least for this month of August, and kind of like experiment just posting solely personal finance content, unless there's something like cute and girly that I want to post. But I think I want to try to see how it goes, just posting more personal finance content rather than just like lifestyle and everything like that. Post on YouTube 4 times a week, which I think I could do. That's one video a week, so I definitely think that this is achievable. Go to bed. I need to start going to bed by 10 p.m. because like I said, I'm going to start getting my routines. I'm, you know, starting work, so I definitely need to create a better structure now. I want to go to bed by 10 p.m. that way I can wake up at 6 and not be like dying of no sleep, because I need like 8 to 9 hours of sleep to function. I'm going to check 3 items off the summer bucket list, which shouldn't be too hard. I'll put up again what the summer bucket list looks like. I definitely want to play tennis, which I actually haven't checked off yet. I might do that with my mom. I definitely want to go to a Padres game or San Diego Wave FC game for sure, and the tickets aren't too bad, like they're not really that expensive. And then I feel like watching Summer I Turned Pretty is a pretty easy one too, and the episodes are coming out, so I really want to watch that. So I mean, I feel like those 3 are already easy to do. I want to create a budget spreadsheet. I have this budget spreadsheet, of course, which I really liked. I've used for the past year or so now from CoPlenty. It's the 3.0 one, which I forgot to mention earlier, but yes, CoPlenty 3.0. But I definitely want to create my own budget spreadsheet, maybe sell it on Etsy or things like that, and make it more customizable to what I personally think would be a good budget spreadsheet. I think this one is definitely such a great budget spreadsheet, but I feel like I can tweak it and like make something my own that I think would resonate more with me and that I think people would also enjoy using. So I want to create this month, and, you know, hopefully by like the fall that could be something that I could sell or just show friends and family or whatever. And then again, practice Spanish every day for 1 hour, probably something like afterward when I have time from my like 5 to 9 p.m. routine. It's something I want to do because I have a really good morning and obviously day routine of going to the gym, going to work, but I feel like where I struggle is my nighttime routine, so what I do after work and the activities and things like that. So I want to be better from like hours of 5 to 9 p.m. So now we're going to go into my July budget. There's a lot going on here. As you can see, left to spend is looking a little crazy. Don't mind that, because while I have spent more money, I still have extra cash in my checkings account. That way if something like this happens and it's in the negative, my bank account isn't going to be in the negative, you know? Don't mind that. Let's go to paycheck. Right now, currently on unemployment from the state because I was unemployed. However, this is obviously going to end August because I'm starting my new job, which is really exciting. So right now from unemployment, this is after taxes are taken out. I get $810 per paycheck, and it's like bi-weekly. And then miscellaneous is a little bit random. My birthday is actually next month, so my dad and my grandpa gave me a little bit of money before going to Miami, just as like some spending money, like early birthday present. So I took about $500 out of my vacation sinking fund to pay for some of the things I was doing in Miami. So that is where that extra $700 is. So I'm working with $2,320. Now, savings, obviously, I wasn't able to save anything this month. However, that should change next month. Going to my bills, I spent $48 on the gym, which is standard, $133.39 on my car insurance, $9.99 on Apple storage, $25 for my car wash. My phone right now, I have a special promotion or whatever because I've been a customer with Verizon for like years now. So they offered me a discount, I think, for the next like 6 months, I want to say. Usually this is around $60, but it's been like $20 off a month for the past couple of months, which is really good. So right now I'm only spending $40.77. Health is $118.50, which, what have I spent on health this month? Oh, I spelled that wrong. Health. Oh, so it's literally just the walking pad. All that I spent on health is a walking pad. Groceries, $123.90, so pretty much on par with the budget. Gas, $165.78, which is a lot lower than the $250 I budgeted, obviously because I wasn't really driving. Household is $49.51. Automotive, $61.75. This is literally just Ubers. Miscellaneous, $130, and then business, which is a new category I added this month, is $126.60. Like I said, I'm trying to work on like a budget spreadsheet and like setting it up on like Etsy or something like that, so I paid for some costs like that. And then also I've been putting it in the miscellaneous category, but I should probably put in the business category instead. I do like some subscriptions, so like I have Canva, I'm gonna switch it this month, but I've used CapCut and like paid for the premium version of that, you know, for like editing YouTube videos and thumbnails, things like that. So I've been putting it under miscellaneous, but now I'm gonna put it under business since I added that category. So I spent about $1,033 on bills. Now going to expenses. This is where, you know, it's always a little crazy. Food out was definitely a lot more. This is because, yeah, I went to Miami and I paid for like some of my sister's meals, and then she paid for us. This also includes drinking. We went to some bars and stuff like that, so that's why that's a lot more at $461. Shopping's $263.74. I went and got some stuff from Target before going to Miami. I went to Gymshark. Well, I got some stuff from Gymshark. What else did I get? Oh, I went to Aritzia at the beginning of the month, Princess Polly, yeah, Target, Gymshark, yeah. So that's all from Beauty, $44.19. This I think was from Ulta. I had to get a couple things. Entertainment, $15.99. Traveling, $146.20, which included, so like I mentioned earlier, I didn't have to pay for my flight to Miami and back because I used credit card points, but I did have to pay for like the taxes. So you book your flight through points, but then there's taxes on top of that you can't use your points for, so you just have to pay, which ended up being $5.60 for one way, like $12. I did a pizza making class, which I put this under traveling. Museum, which I paid for both me and my sister's tickets, so that I also put on traveling. This is supposed to say bag, not bag, so Delta bag check. I'll have to change that. So that's why that's at like $150, and then personal care $301. So this is also pretty high. I got my eyebrows done twice, I want to say. I did, so my eyebrows. I got a facial at the salon. Oh yeah, I got a tattoo this month on my arm, if you could see it. She's really cute. I love her. So I put that under personal care. And then I got my nails done. So that's why that is at $300. So I spent $1,232 in the personal fun activity money pot. So in total, I spent $2,265. Now going to August, this is gonna look a little bit better now since I'm going to have, full-time working girly paychecks again. So that's exciting. My paychecks are gonna come semi-monthly, so I get paid on the 15th and the 31st of the month. I'll get one more paycheck from unemployment since just the way it works, like the time frame. Post taxes, this is gonna be about $810, and then my first paycheck will only be about 1 week's worth of income. It's gonna be about half, so I've just budgeted and guesstimated so far it'll be $1,100, and then get paid at the end of the month, which will be a full paycheck, which will be $2,250. So I'm working with about $4,160 based on what I think I'll be getting this month. And so it's a little bit interesting because I'm getting paid semi-monthly, whereas before I was getting paid bi-weekly. And so in monthly, obviously you quite literally only get 2 paychecks a month, which would be 24 in a year. However, bi-weekly, it's still 2 paychecks a month. However, it ends up working out where 1 out of every 6 months you get paid a 3rd paycheck in the month. So you get 26 paychecks at the end of the year. And so while I'm earning a little bit less from this job than I was before by like $10,000, like before I was making about 81K a month or a year. Girl, I wish I was making it a month. I was making about 81K a year. With this job, I'm only making about 70K a year, which I'm not too mad about. Obviously, I've been unemployed, so I need a job. And then also just the fact that the position is remote. It's okay because I won't have to spend money on gas. I can still live at home for a little bit longer. And yeah, just my costs are going to be way lower. And I would rather have a lower income, but have more freedom, I would say, in life, and like not have to be dependent on a certain location or getting into the office. So I'm not really bothered that I'm getting paid less. But I was just gonna say it's funny because even though I'm getting paid less, my paychecks are basically the same because I'm getting paid semi-monthly. So if I was getting paid bi-weekly, I think this would be lower at like $1,900. But I would be getting a 3rd paycheck every 6 months, whereas I'm never gonna get a 3rd paycheck in a month. I just think it's a little bit interesting because, and kind of works out in a way because my paycheck on a regular basis are basically almost the same as they were before. So girl math, I'm getting paid the same. Let's just start with my savings. I'm able now to save about half of my income now that I have like a full-time job now. And so my bills and expenses are usually like around $2,000 to $2,500 a month combined, and so I'm usually able to save the rest of like the $2,000 in my savings, and so I'm kind of gonna allocate them everywhere. So let's just go straight down. So Roth IRA, I already maxed this out, so that's 0. I'm gonna put 200 towards my vacation fund, 200 towards a Christmas fund because I haven't started saving for Christmas because obviously I've been in survival mode of trying to pay bills and stuff like that while being unemployed. So I'm going to start adding money to these two. Fun money fund, I'm not going to worry about for now. Same with car and house fund. Emergency fund. So this is one of the things I talked about in my lessons I've learned getting laid off in my 20s is I do have an adequate emergency fund and I didn't really have to dip into it at all while I was unemployed because I was getting paid from unemployment but also living at home. My overhead costs are super low, and so if I was paying rent, I would have 100% had to dip into it, but I'm not paying rent at the moment, luckily, and so my emergency fund, I didn't have to really pull any money out of it. However, it's taught me that I actually want to be more conservative. I just want to have more money like squirreled away in my emergency fund because I also learned that it could take a lot longer to find a job than you realize. So right now I have about 5-6 months worth of expenses in my emergency fund, but I actually want this to be a year, so I want to double my emergency fund. This isn't something that I'm going to be like prioritize it, but I definitely want to add money here like each month slowly to double it. So I'm going to add $300 for that. Brokerage account. This is kind of for a couple different purposes. My brokerage account is mainly going to be used for saving for a house in the future, and about like I'm assuming around like 8 years from now I want to buy a house. I'm currently 24, so in my like early to mid 30s I want to purchase a house. That's what that's for. And then I also at some point I'm gonna get a new car, probably within the next 5 years. My car is like perfectly fine. I love her. She's a Honda Civic. She's cute and she saves me a lot of gas. But obviously at some point I'm gonna have to get a new car. The brokerage account is also for that. And then kind of as a third function of my brokerage account is also gonna be as an emergency fund. Right now my emergency fund is mainly in a high yield savings accounts, liquid cash. However, I do want to split my emergency fund in the future to be liquid cash, but also to be in a brokerage account. That way when times are good, my money can earn more money. But obviously usually when you have to take money out of your brokerage account, the stock market is down because financial instability both at a micro and macro level. And so that's also why I'm going to continue to contribute liquid cash. But you know, if there's more money in my brokerage account, the better. That way if anything happens, if I don't have any more liquid cash, I at least have something that I can pull from without, you know, having to pull money from like my retirement accounts or anything like that. So I'm going to contribute $1,000 to this, and this is going to be like a priority for the next few years, honestly. And then I added a taxes category because at the beginning of when I got laid off, I wasn't withholding taxes from my unemployment checks because I was a little bit nervous of how I was going to manage basically making less than half of what I was before. And so now I've been withholding taxes. Before taxes, it's $900, after it's the 810. But for the first couple months, I wasn't withholding taxes. And so I'm assuming I'll have to pay maybe $1,000 to the federal government or like the state of California, actually. No, the federal government come tax season. So instead of having a big tax bill that I'll have to pay there, I know I'll probably have to do that. I'm just going to start slowly saving for that, for the taxes. And so I'm going to put this into a specific bucket in my high yield savings account. Going on to my bills, I have gym, which is standard $48, car insurance $134.21, Apple storage $9.99, car wash $25, Verizon $41, health $0, groceries $200. Why is it doing this? Groceries $200, gas $200, household I put 0, but I'm gonna put $25 because I think there's some things I need to get. Automotive 0, miscellaneous 0. I'm gonna actually put this 25, and then business I'm gonna put 75 because like I said, I pay for CapCut, for Canva, and then I think there's another software tool that I'm gonna start getting. Next, going to expenses. It's also my birthday in August, so I definitely want to spend a little bit more money, you know, going out, shopping, especially also because I've limited myself obviously a lot the past 6 months because I've been unemployed, which is, you know, totally reasonable, but I do want to spend a little bit more money on some of the things that I've had on my list but just haven't gotten yet. So yeah, dining out's $300, shopping's $300. There's some clothes I want to get, and also fall's coming up. I love fall. My favorite seasons are summer and fall, from June to November. I love that time of the year, like the back half of the year. So I love also decorating for fall and like getting like candles and like little decorations and stuff. Probably get some things from Target or World Markets, things like that. Beauty, I know there's a couple things I need to get. I need to get a couple new lipsticks. Oh, I wanted to try the Huda Beauty lip liners, the lip stains. Been a lot of stock literally everywhere I've gone, but I want to get those at some point. Entertainment, I like to keep it 50. Like if I want to go to the movies, I really want to see I Know What You Did Last Summer. That's on my list to see, and then just maybe some random things. Actually, I'm gonna move this up to $100 because like I said, we have to tick stuff off my summer bucket list. So I want to go to San Diego Waves game and a Padres game, which will be probably a little bit more. So I'm actually gonna bring that up to 100. Traveling 0, and then there's no gifts that I need to buy for August. There's no birthdays or nothing. And then personal care, I need to get my eyebrows done, which I usually do once a month, sometimes twice. So it's about $15 to do it one time. So maybe $30 if I do it twice. I recently been getting a facial every month. That's like around $75 for a chemical peel because my face lately has been breaking out a lot. And so I'm trying to do like monthly chemical peels. That way I can bring down the irritation of my skin. And then I'm also want to get a massage. I go to the gym a lot, and so I also notice when I work my shoulders and back a lot more not stiff but like tender, I would say, and have a lot more knots. And so that's also something that I haven't wanted to do while unemployed because I feel like, you know, that's not a necessity or whatever. But now that I'm gonna have more money, that's definitely something that I would like to do, at least for this month. Actually, for beauty, I'm going to change this because I need to get something from Skin Better Science, which if you know the brand, it's like professional skincare. It's really expensive. One product that I need to get is moisturizer. That alone is $160, I want to say. I think I'm going to bring this up to $250 because that's $160, and then there's a couple of things else I need to get. So yeah, that's a lot more. Yeah, so I'm gonna spend 1,150, 783, and so I have about $426 left to budget. But as you could tell from last month, we were a little over, so by $500. So basically this available to budget will just even out or break out with this, because I also put stuff on my credit cards, and like I said, I do have extra money in my checkings account, like that way I'm not literally at negative $500. But since I did go over $500, this $426 available to budget will basically even out. So yeah, that is my August reset. There was a lot going on, a lot of exciting things. Also finally able to kind of spend a little bit more freely on discretionary spending and things like that now that I'll have a new job secured. And yeah, like I said, I'm really excited to start this new job. I'm so happy it's remote, and the team members that I'll be working with were super sweet. And so yeah, I think that I'm shifting into a new season of my life, which I'm really excited for. Definitely needed, and I'm excited now to be busy again, work, and then also, you know, work on side hustles, YouTube, things like that, this spreadsheet I want to make. And so yeah, I'm really excited. I definitely feel like this was needed and coming. And so yeah, my vlogs might be looking a little different. I could do like day in my life as a marketing manager or whatever like that. I'm really excited. It's gonna be good. The next few months gonna be good. August is gonna be great. It's my birthday month. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Thank you. Bye.